the Wall Street Journal editorial. It's labeled "Greed is Good." It's from a couple of days ago, and one of our listeners sent it to us, and I'm very thankful that they did. It's written by Roy C. Smith. He's a professor at the NYU Business School and a former partner at, of course, Goldman Sachs, where apparently everyone in Wall Street has worked at some point. He says, "You don't understand. We need these bonuses." Here, I'll quote from the opinion piece here. He says, "Bonuses are an important and necessary part of the fast-moving, high-pressure industry, and its employees flourish with strong performance incentives." So what is he saying? He's saying, oh, this is fast-moving and high pressure. You guys don't understand. I mean, what you work at is nothing. We are under a lot of pressure on Wall Street, and it moves so fast. We need our bonuses. But on the upside, the employees flourish with strong performance incentives. Do the employees on Wall Street appear to be flourishing right now? Did they do such a good job that their companies are just blossoming? Is that what's happening? It doesn't look like it, does it? It looks like they did not flourish at all. In fact, they sucked. But no, they need all these bonuses. We can't take it away. And he says, look, there's a fundamental misunderstanding of how bonuses are paid that is further inflaming public opinion, like I'm doing right now. I'm so inflamed. Everybody calm down. They deserve all. Remember, by the way, these companies that sunk, these executives that sunk their companies, this year in 2008 got $18 billion in bonuses. $18 billion, right? But it's necessary, and we're inflamed. He continues. He says, the system has become more complex than most people know. It involves forms of bonuses that are not entirely discretionary. What does that mean? Oh, you plebeians, you can't figure this stuff out. It's so complicated. It's so high speed and so much pressure, and we can't expect you to figure it out. But shut up and pay us the bonuses anyway, because they're not really discretionary. They have to be paid. Really? How does that work? If your company doesn't make any money, is your bonus discretionary? No. Your bonus isn't discretionary. Neither is your, everything is discretionary. Your bonus is discretionary, I should say. Your salary is discretionary. And sometimes your 401k is discretionary. Your pension plan is discretionary. Because if the company goes under, you don't get any of that, right? No, not on Wall Street. On Wall Street, the taxpayers have to pay up for it. And you don't understand it's not discretionary. And then he continues, the market thrives on locating new opportunities, providing innovation, and willingness to take risks. It is also regrettably the subject to what economist John Maynard Keynes called animal spirits, the psychological factors that make markets irrational when going up or down. Let me decode that for you. Put on my decoder ring. He says, look, we have to take all this risk. Because if we don't take this kind of risk, then our financial industry cannot flourish the way I talked about earlier. And yes, when we take these risks, sometimes the animal spirits take over and the market goes up and down. But we can't be blamed from that because we're such high, fast, high-pressured guys that work in this environment, and we have to take these risks. We have to make tremendous money. You have to pay it, and we cannot be held responsible for it at all when the market goes up and down. And then he continues here by saying, the capital markets industry operates in a very sophisticated and competitive environment, one that responds best to strong performance incentives. So you don't operate in a sophisticated or competitive environment, whatever your job happens to be. Your job is unimportant and uninteresting. So you don't have to work on performance incentives, and you don't have to work on bonuses. You don't have to do, and those bonuses don't have to be mandatory in your case, because you're not on Wall Street. You just have a regular job, please. But the people on Wall Street are demigods. They are so sophisticated. Our small little minds can't understand them. And their environment is so competitive. How's a talk show environment? Is that not competitive? I'm not sure. Have we ever done competition? I mean, come on, any damn job is competitive. Not any job, but most jobs are very competitive and don't have guaranteed bonuses from the U.S. taxpayer. And then unwittingly, at the end of the article, Roy C. Smith screws up and admits what actually happened. He explains that in the early 1970s, the Wall Street used to be privately owned. And the reason they had these bonus system was because it was really cutthroat. If you delivered for the bosses, for the partners, then you got a bonus and good job, and you get to keep your job for next year. If you didn't deliver, you were fired, Okay, and you didn't get any kind of bonus. They were not mandatory at all. But later, we switched to a system where these companies became public, in which case you were no longer playing with the banker's money. You were no longer playing with the partner's money. You were playing with other people's money. And so when that came into effect, they said, who gives a damn if you lose it? Now, they didn't say that in the board meetings, but there was a wink and a nudge. Hey, look, we all make more money in the short term. We all make more bonuses the more risk we take. And if the risk doesn't pan out, well, it's not really our money anyway. It's those suckers' money. So let's take all the risks we can to get as much money as we can. And that's what went wrong. And even though Roy C. Smith seems to understand that a little bit as he writes about the causes of it, he still says in the end, no, you don't understand. Even though things have switched and we lost all of your money, we still deserve those bonuses because we work in such fast-paced, high-stress jobs, and it's too sophisticated for you to understand. And you know what I say to that? Hell no! No way, man. No way we should give you those bonuses. And he titles the piece, Greed is Good. Please. My thoughts on greed are a whole nother thing. Don't get me started, otherwise we won't do entertainment today. Okay, but this is unconscionable. Don't let them get away with it, man. And I'll tell you what, if you should call, when this comes back to Congress, then come begging for more money. If they still have this Geithner's bullshit plan, okay, tell your congressman, this is not the old Bush days. The executive branch does not run everything. We have 3 branches of government, and Congress should say, hell no!
No, no, no!
No, 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 not another dime. No way.